Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to go over our 3 trades for today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Maurice. I'm a beginner day trader. I've been day trading for about a year now, and this was my first year being profitable. The first 6 months of my trading, I was losing, and then I didn't start become profitable until April of this year, and that really starts my journey on becoming a profitable trader, and hopefully for enough to fuel my lifestyle. So we're gonna jump into the stock today. So PBBT. So okay, similar shit happened yesterday with today's stock on PBBT, and I honestly I gotta be careful. You know, September's now feeling choppy, and we'll go into another stock. Honestly, I feel like the other two stocks I've traded were a bit choppier than this, but I took my initial position here. Okay, so I wait for a flush down below VWAP, comes up. Okay, and this is actually topping tail as well. So this should have been my first indicator. Seeing that this was a top at this candle right here, and then we get a bottoming tail, I'm like, okay. So I, punch in an order for 200 shares. Then I add 100 shares as this candle's forming, and I try to add. As I'm trying to add that other 100, I only get filled 79, and I quickly canceled the other order because I saw it getting shuffled, through the level 2, since the price was going up, and I wasn't getting filled, and then price started coming back down. So I was tampering with my trade. So we'll go over here. We'll go to level my second display. So here's my P&L for the day. We'll go right over here to check my P&L. So at the bottom, we did honestly pretty good. I would say I'll take 90. That's pretty good. But so yeah, I had spy on. So I'm right here. Tampering. I'm trying to, change this order manually. Trying to make it a whole number. Try to punch in like 21 shares to make it 300, and that took too long. So, same thing. I wasn't thinking straight. I was like, okay, I just should sell the rest of my position and not even worry about trying to fill the rest of the 21 shares. Just sell bulk of my position and sell the 79, and boom, easy. So I was 279. I didn't like that. It was pending. So we'll go back to the other screen, and it begins flushing down, and as I'm tampering with the orders, it's already down here. So this was very, very sharp down, and okay, that was a shitty you know what I mean. It sunk pretty bad, and I was like, wow. And honestly, I was looking at the stock yesterday. I should have anticipated this. Why? Well, look at this drop. They did an offering recently, so this is why it also dropped further. But look at this drop from here to there. So, 132, not 132. So there's going to be a lot of bag holders in this area. As this was trading today, there's a lot of bag holders in this area from this previous drop. So it might have flushed, the moment this went up to $2, which is right over here. There's definitely bag holders, and I feel like that's why we saw a pretty nasty drop in the beginning. But, I was like, wow, okay, I'm already down a lot. And I'm trying to process this as best as I can. I know it's just a loss, but I was like, this is bullshit. There's no way that this happened for the second time. I should have been careful, though. I was the idiot. I kept on holding. And I was like, this is going to break over VWAP, and we're going to see much higher moves. And this is where I entered. I entered right here. Yeah, I know what that looks like. But I exited these two candles, this candle and that candle, and I was in 300. No, not 300 shares. I was in 500 shares. So yeah, I was in pretty deep with this position. So see, you can see right here, just to double check my error. So it was 100. Oh wait, what? This should already be 200. Wait, that's so weird. I was definitely in with 500 shares. Hold on, guys. The math isn't mathing right now. 200, 348. No, that's definitely, yeah, it's 500. Okay. I was second guessing myself. Sorry, I don't remember much from this morning. A little bit of a long day. So I exit at these areas, and I get a profit of $46 on the day. So I'm like, okay, that was really close call. I don't know what to say. I was like, man, this is kind of bullshit. Like, I'm like, wow, this is the market we're trading in. This is taking me back to last September. Last September, I remember when I was trading out, there were choppy moves, and I was trading at the open, which was, hard, and I felt that was pretty volatile, too volatile for me at the time. I still think it is. Um, so I was like, okay, now I really have to be careful. Like, this is not, this is no joke. This is not funny. But funny enough, on the most choppy stock, BBLG, I actually made the cleanest move on the most choppy stock. At least to me, I felt that the stock was choppy. Upon gauging it and seeing where I would get a good entry. So we'll go back all the way over here. We're gonna get rid of the 1 minute. It's easier with just one chart. Okay, so I was watching this right after PBBT, and I'm like, wow, okay, this, first of all, this chart doesn't look that, it looks pretty ugly. A lot of rejection here, goes, sinks down further. It's pretty much almost retraced majority of its move, and it's beginning to start making its way up towards VWAP. So I'm like, okay, what if I take this trade on VWAP breakout, and I get in closer to the high of this candle? I wanted a better confirmation. I was like, okay, this is good. Mini pullback, and then immediately pops up. I sell. My button was already on the sell ask or sell bid. I immediately got filled at 297. I got filled in at 274 and I exited at 297. So that was really good, 25 cents. And that was just off 200 shares, but I got $62 off profit, which is really good. So I'm like, okay, nice. We're over 46 plus 62, so that's going to be 107. Yeah, 107 already. So I'm like, wow, that's good. I'll take it. And then I'm glad I sold immediately. Stock began to flush again, flushed immediately, and then slowly retraced again. Had some resistance here, which is anticipated, from this topping tails right here. This is, yeah, and then it's weird. It broke down again, broke VWAP for the what, second, fourth time in a row. Makes a new high of day, and then just flushes from there. I think it made another new high of day earlier. Well, for that pre-market, I didn't really look at the open, but this, I don't know if you traded this pretty well. Good job. I thought it was a little bit too choppy for me to continue afterwards, and I was right. At the open, whatever happens at the open. We don't talk about the open because I don't fuck with the open, and plus I just want to eat my breakfast in peace. I'd rather do all the hard work in the morning. Okay, SNGX. Now this one was a little bit choppy. So SNGX, this is where I got in. I saw it form. I didn't see it form, but I saw this on my scanner. I was like, okay, this is getting a little bit light. I was watching around this area. It was still light. I'm like, this is not good. I don't like where this is going, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I go in with 100 shares. No, I go with 200 shares. My starting position is still 200 shares. 200 shares. I get in with a cost average of 369, right? Flushes down to 360, so it's cutting close below the VWAP. I'm like, okay, well, it's not hitting stop loss, and it's hitting the support at the 90 EMA. So I've been trying to use that as a bit of support. I've noticed that sometimes, or most times, that stocks on good trend will bounce off these support levels on the 9 and 20 EMA. So I feel like that's very strategic that I should start using, but I definitely need to be observing it more in order to feel confident with those types of support, because I can't always use that. I have to also always look at the level 2. The level 2 is going to support my technical analysis and what I think is going to happen. So this bounces off support, and I saw this candle. I saw 100 shares first, thinking that it would go higher, but we did end up. I'm looking. I should have seen this right here. Oh, bad again. Double top right here, and this was one top already, and obviously this topped again, but that was after I exited. So I did good on my first exit out, but on my second exit with the remaining 200 shares, I lost out, and I lost about $17 on that trade. So it's not bad. $17. Yeah, I give away a little bit, but I didn't give back crazy. Could have been worse. Honestly, could have been way worse. So And I was like, well, I was already out of funds, but I was like, man, this is pretty choppy. This was not really the best stock to trade on. I I don't know. So tomorrow we definitely have to be careful. I If whatever happens with the first stock with PBBT, I have to just sell immediately. I need to just be able to just exit, take the rest of my profit because I did have profit, but I was so focused on tampering with the remaining order to fill in, thinking it would go higher, but that honestly jeopardized my position. So tomorrow, if that happens, hopefully it's not. I just need to sell the remaining and then type in 79 and then, or whatever is left, and then sell. And yeah, you know, I think I felt better today than I did yesterday. Definitely yesterday I was, a lot more tired. Today I was more awake. I was up, I turned on the lights, super helpful, and I made it easier for me to trade, but obviously issues still occurred, and I I don't know. This week has been a bit weird. So I'm still grateful that I was able to get lucky, but luck doesn't always last long. So I have to keep that in the back of my mind that luck does not last long. I might write that while I'm trading. Luck does not last long. So I gotta write that out. So I have to remember, okay, gotta take my profits, even if it's not even 20 cents. Well, ideally I want it to be 20 cents, but I really have to focus on what's showing the level 2. And since I was too focused on one thing, I missed out on the other, and then bad shit happened. Okay, so tomorrow will be my last trade for this week, or tomorrow will be my last video before I go off to New York. I won't trade Monday. I'm gonna have to skip up Monday, unfortunately, because I'm gonna land around 6:50 in Eastern Standard Time. So I don't want to rush to get to a station or get to a place to trade and then lose money and then I'll be pissed the rest of the day. I'd rather just take no trade day. Hey, my account's still gonna be good. I gotta just keep my account just base for that day, and that's okay. Don't always have to trade if I can't. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I'm going to trade, but I'm only going to post my P&L and what I traded and my thoughts, simply because I'm not going to have time to record. Obviously, I want to have fun, but I won't have time to record, and I want to put towards all my energy towards that. I also still have schoolwork, so you guys really won't see me after tomorrow until the following Friday. So let's hope these trades go good on the trip. I'll say my wishes tomorrow. And yeah, I'll show my weekly P&L for the week. It's okay, it's not bad. I know we're a little bit behind, but that's to be expected. We did miss out Monday. Who knows? Maybe if we had Monday on, if it wasn't Labor Day, Monday could have put us ahead as well. But yeah, September's choppy, guys. So let's be careful and support each other. And let me know some other tips in the comments, or let me know some other comments, anything related to tips. Let me know how I could better use anything on the chart with technical analysis, such as the 9 and 20 EMA. Let me know if there's any other indicators that you guys use that you might find helpful. I know there's something called Bollinger Bands, but I really don't know how to what the purpose of these Bollinger Bands are. I know I could look it up, but I don't know. Let me know if there's anything that you guys found useful. I would love to hear it. Trying to see something new. But, less is more, and I've always been trading with these indicators I have, plus the level 2. So, it's all good. Alright, you guys take care. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.